casting stones at all 3 pillars each day. After completing this essential ritual, they will travel back to Mecca to perform Tawaful Ifada around the Kaaba, marking the final act in fulfilling the 5 days of Hajj. Babukar Sise, QTV News, Minna.
Now, following widely reported acts of vandalism at its Jambur solar plant, the National Water and Electricity Company, NAWEC, held a press conference to address these incidents in which critical infrastructure was deliberately damaged. This caused significant disruption to the plant's operations and capacity. Our Bob attended the briefing and filed this report.
The press conference brought together senior officials, technical staff, and members of the media to address what have been described as acts of sabotage at the Jambur solar plant. The briefing aimed to inform the media, who are expected to relay information to the public about the extent of the damage, the impact on power generation, and the steps being taken to restore fully functionality. Officials expressed deep concern over the deliberate tampering with the facility's infrastructure, which they describe as both criminal and a serious threat to national development. Sana Toure, NAWEC's Director of Corporate Services, emphasized the severity of the incidents, describing them as a deliberate act of sabotage.
This solar plant, in Jamburu here, is located in an isolated location, okay? And it's becoming, we thought this incident particularly caused a devastating consequence on NAWEC's operation as a whole.
According to NAWEC officials, 36 solar panel arrays, each made up of 18 panels, were systematically cut and disconnected, indicating that this was done deliberately. This has severely disrupted operations at one of the country's key renewable energy installations, potentially affecting the power supply to thousands of households. Edward Jata, the senior generation manager at NAWEC, provided critical insights into the operational impact of the incident.
Jambur Solar PV plant is a 23 megawatt peak solar plant with a 8 megawatt hour battery that generally works virtually through the day and then for most part of the day. And of course, it has been working since December 2023 to date. And of course, unfortunately, this incident that happened has rendered almost approximately, I would say, about 1 megawatt out of the usual produced power.
Keba A.K. Sanyang, supervisor of the facility, then gave an insight into the damage and operational challenges caused by the incident.
What we were to say is the number of panels that are affected are 36 strings. 36 strings meaning 36 tables. And then each table consists of 28 panels. And all in all, we will say 1,008 panels are affected that need to supply power, and they are prevented from supplying power simply because the cable that is connecting them are being disconnected.
NAWEC want to assure the public that restoration efforts are ongoing and that measures are being strengthened to prevent future such incidents. The company also revealed that a formal investigation is underway in collaboration with law enforcement agencies. For QTV News, I am Our Bob.
In an effort to ensure that gender considerations are fully integrated into analysis, planning, implementation, reporting, and decision-making processes, the Gambia Armed Forces, in collaboration with ECOWAS Mission in the Gambia ECOMIC and other Gambian security agencies, organized a one-day conference on gender mainstreaming in military peacekeeping operations. Our Bob tells us more.
The Gender Mainstreaming Conference covered a diverse group of participants, including members of the Gambia Armed Forces, heads of the ECOMIC mission, contingent members, and personnel from various sister security services. The theme for the event is Gender Integration in Security Forces, Progress and Challenges. The primary objective is to advocate the equal inclusion of women in peace, political, and security decision-making processes at all levels, something many countries in West African sub-region fail to do. Speaking in French, Colonel Jean Jouve, the ECOMIC Force commander, spoke about the critical role and ongoing challenges of implementing gender policy within African armed forces.
Depuis 1975, la CEDEAO s'active dans le cadre de la résolution des conflits et à favoriser l'intégration et la promotion des droits de l'homme dans le cadre de ses opérations de soutien de la paix.
Since the 2000s, the effective integration of women into the defense and security forces has become a requirement at international level. As such, this integration had become a central issue in discussions on security, governance and human rights.
Various security officers from different sectors of the service highlighted both progress made and the challenges they continue to face in their respective forces. Among them was Fatou Bojang, a warrant sergeant with the Gambia Police Force.
The Gambia Police Force also have a female network that addresses issues concerning women. They motivate women, support women to grow. The Gambia Police Force also participate in community policies, initiatives, gender-sensitive strategies. Resource constraint is a challenge. Logistical limitation also is a challenge. Lack of interview and privacy rooms also is a challenge.
Gender mainstreaming in military peacekeeping operations involve integrating a gender perspective into all policies, programs, and activities of peacekeeping mission. Captain Lilian Chidimma Ike of the Nigerian contingent spoke of the importance of this initiative.
This is not just a one-day conference. We are going to keep enlightening the society, and by this time next year, we are going to hold another one. Having a partial decision-making process is not healthy for the community. So women, as well as men, should be included in all decision-making processes.
Gender roles are shaped by age, class, race, ethnicity, religion, and environment, significantly impacting male and female relationship. The Gambia Armed Forces and ECOMIC say they are committed to sustaining and building upon these initiatives, reinforcing collaboration with Gambian security agencies and ensuring that gender considerations remain integral in all aspects of military peacekeeping operations. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafa Gay.
That story there was written by Al Bob and read in our studios by Yafa Gay. We will now go for a commercial break. When we return, we hear about the previous security situation in Mali. And in sports news, we hear about today's triumphal return by Sierra Leone's women footballers following their victory at the WAFU A Women's Cup. Do stay tuned for these and other stories.
fii mooy fan fii mooy Inessa di place bi nga xam ne moom la ñëpp taam place bii bépp xeetu ataaya bu baax rek bu dugg see ci dëkk bi xamal li fii rek la am bara wërga bii neex na lool saf na ba pare tamit nag am gu bu neex boo ko naanee rek da ngay kontaan ci saas añ ba suur ba gëreesal li nga lekk jëndal baara ataaya bii ndax moom la ñëpp taam gis nga sama client bii ataaya bu neex bu ne moom laa koy njëkk a jox ndax moom kat ataaya bu neex rek lay wër baara wërga bii mooy wërga bi gën te moo gën a saf kon nag ràññee leen ko bu baax kon daw leen gaaw ca Banjul foofu ca Inessa di place bi nga xam ni foofu rek nga ko mën a amee wholesale wala retail mu ngi foofu ci boori court house bi foofu ca Banjul wala nga daw ci bépp marché bépp supermarket bépp boutique fépp foo dugg rek di nga mën a am baara warga bii nga xam ne moom la ñëpp di wër tey baara warga moo dàq ci warga yi man maa ngi ci moom ndax su ma maree ataaya moom rek lay naan.
Welcome back. You're watching QTV News and I am Jacqueline Coley. Now this week there has been news of rising violence in Mali just as the Russian machinery group announces a pull-out with the deadliest assault in months shaking the military and raising questions about who's really in control. More in this report by Ade Darame, which is narrated by Aissatou Bari.
Over 30 Malian soldiers are reported dead following a devastating attack on the southern town of Bulikesi on Sunday. Militants stormed an army base, catching troops off guard in one of the boldest strikes by Islamist fighters in recent months. The group claiming responsibility is Jama al-Nusrat al-Islam wal-Muslimin, also known as JNIM, Al-Qaeda's affiliate in the region. Just a day later, residents of Timbuktu reported gunfire and explosions. Mali's army says it repelled what it called an infiltration attempt, killing 14 militants and arresting 31. While the ruling military junta has not disclosed its own casualty figures, it has aired a slideshow showing falling senior officers, heroes, the junta says, in the fight for national survival. To reassure the public, the junta is highlighting its ongoing operation